Hey, welcome back. So today I'll be showing you how I made this model on VRoid Studios only, no other additional software or tools. I just used my mouse and my laptop trackpad and myself and I made this model. She's not perfect, but she's still cute in my eyes. So stay tuned. So I started with this model I had from before I got the outfit from Booth. I'll link it below if I find it. So I started with the long coats with the stand-up collar and basically made adjustments to how I wanted the outfit to be, added some sag to the color, some tightness. I brought it down a little bit because it was way too high. I just wanted to be like a sort of fancy turtleneck because we're in the water tribe and it's cold. Now I added these puffs, but I'm going to remove them later because they wouldn't fit in with the vision I was having. And I made this sleeve super long because again, we are cold. I brought in the waist. Now as I go on designing this, I'll change some aspects of the outfit for it to be more of what suits the vision, you know. Shorten it, and then I added some pants that I'll make brown eventually. That's part of the water tribe look for me, so I'll do that later. Now first we're going to go into the default image, yeah, and duplicate it because I like to have a backup in case I messed up the original. So like this one, I was kind of messing up, but then I realized I didn't have my mirror on. So make sure you toggle the mirror function for this part because I want these slits on both sides. So, and make sure the duplicate visibility is set to off. So this is when I start making the slits. It's come out on both sides because the mirror function is on. Now I just went up to the waist because that's the vision, you know, and I made it a bit wide because I wanted it to be wide. You can make the slits however you want to. As you can see, my lines are not straight because again, I'm just using my mouse to do this and I have shaky hands. I hope you have more steady hands than I do because your girl was struggling. Anyway, so I made the slit I added a little curve to the front and the back just for some style, you know. Sometimes you have to be fancy with it. So these little pauses are just me visualizing the look I'm trying to go for. I really just improvised this because I just wanted to make a design of my outfit in Water Tribe. So I went to this light turquoise sort of color. It's still in the mirror function, which is fine. So I just started coloring. The smart thing would have been to color and then make the cut with the eraser. But as I said, I was just going with the flow. So make sure you don't color where you just erased because it will just draw back what you just erased in that blue color, which you don't want to do. So I color the whole thing blue and then I'll make my little touches and add a little zhuzh here and there. I zoomed in, made sure I tried to straighten up my lines. Like I said, shaky hands. So no straight lines. Maybe one day I'll get fancy drawing software and could have straighter lines. I hope so. So at this point I added like this belt sort of thing. Now it's easy to just follow the grid on the default image. It's so helpful. If I didn't have a grid, I would be struggling very much. As you can see, my lines on straight. So then I decided to make it into a sort of corset kind of look. So like a halter corset sort of something. And then I added some white at the bottom because I feel like that's cool. Like it looks cool in my head, the white. And then I added it to the end of the sleeves because I think that's pretty cute. Because remember, we're cold, but we're also fashionable. So you know how it is to be cold and fashionable. I think I live in the Caribbean, so the most cold I feel is from air conditioning, and you just kind of bundle up. Anyway, and then I decided that I wanted the color to be white as well, so that's what I did. So now I decided to add these bands around the arm. Now this is where my shaky hand truly stands out because clearly I can't make a straight line using my mouse. Now later on I discovered that I could use the trackpad on my laptop on my finger to make straighter lines. It's much easier to make straighter lines that way, but I didn't discover that yet. So just excuse these lines. They look good from far. Like they look very good from far away, which is fine by me. So then I made the pants brown because I feel like the white wasn't going with my vision. I'll edit these pants some more and I'll edit the shoes as well later on as I go, because the vision changes as you go. Like when you see what you're working with, then you're like, yes, yes. At this point I wanted to add like a belt. I'm still using my shaky hand. Every time I use the shaky hand, I'm going to say it because I feel kind of bad about it, but also like the finished look. That's why I'm sharing it. But my shaky hand, we're gonna I mean, if you can relate, just like or comment, like leave a comment and tell me how to get better at not being so shaky handed. I think the problem is too I'm using a mouse with my right hand and I'm left handed, so that's a problem. But it works out, it's fine. So then I added some holes in my belt just to make it look belt-ish, I could have done something fancier, but I feel like we're in the water tribe. We're like chic but simple. You know what I mean? Now I wanted to add a belt buckle. This is where my shaky hand truly stands up because, wow, we shaky. I tried my best with this belt buckle. I really, truly did try my best. I'll be honest. I also used the mirror function here. As you can see, these lines are very much not straight, but this is for fun. She's not perfect, but she's cute, which I tell myself all the time. No one is perfect, but we're cute. So I just followed the simple basic design of a belt buckle, and then I added some darker color to, I don't know, for some definition, I guess. I don't know how much defining it's doing because it's not straight at all, but that's life. You don't always get what you want, but We can appreciate what we have, and I appreciate my wonky belt buckle because it works. Doesn't look great, but it works as a belt buckle. You know, I'm kind of looking a bit Christmassy, but I like the vibe. Christmas in May is nice. Well, I'll probably upload this in April, so or the end of May, so it's still May, Christmas in May. Now this point is when I discovered I could use my finger on my trackpad. It's still shaky, but if I try to do this with my mouse alone, it'll be super bad. But I just wanted to add some embellishing to be a fancy pants, you know. I'm like, oh yes, she's a bit more fancy now, and we're looking like we in fashion. We're all good. I added it down the middle too for some zhuzh, you know. I also use my finger here. Still not the best, but pretty straight, and I'm pretty proud of that line. Freehand, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to congratulate yourself on doing some freehand work. This was when I removed those puff sleeves because I just didn't like them anymore. If you like them, I mean, you can leave them. Why not? But I feel like this was the look I wanted to have, you know? So now I'm going to add some lining to the belt, or at least attempt to give it some more definition. We like definition here. We like things to look as good as they could with what we have, and what we have is my finger on the trackpad trying to make this look good. That's what we're doing. I mean, if you don't think it looks good, that's fine. I'm just trying. I'm new. But I like trying new things and uploading it so y'all could see me try new things. And if you're new, you could try new things too. We could be imperfectly cute together. It's all good. Now this part, I see the bad, but I'll fix it ish. I'll fix it as best as I could. So I just removed the color because yeah. Now I think her top looks pretty okay. I was like, you know what, this is good. If this was made in like real life, but like nicely, I'd wear it. I'd rock that. So at this point, I decided I wanted to do her hair. So I added a procedural group, made it to the length I wanted it to. Told myself she's only water tribe, probably from the north, or the northern water tribe. We have long hair because it's cold. The hair keeps us warm, so I made it a bit long. It's like hip length. And I just shaped it a little bit. I just make it look kind of, you know, kind of cute. Brought it to her scalp. And then I moved the position to the back of her head. And did some more adjustments there to make sure it like falls nicely. I added some more hairs to make sure it looks nice and full, because I'm not going to add hair all around the whole scalp. This is just like a quick tutorial, going real quick with it. I adjusted it on her head to make sure it sits nicely on top there. Now we're going to change the color of the base hair as well to black to make sure it matches everybody else. I added some twists because I have coily hair, so I said let me add some twists, some curls. Now the texture of the hair itself is a coily texture I got from another video I'd link it below. But yes, and I changed the interval of the hair and adjusted the position again to make it look more full at the back, less spacey, you know. There's still a little space to make it realistic, but not too much space. I duplicated that procedural group and I'm just going to shift it to the side to add more hair around the face to make sure we look cute. And I made this hair a bit shorter because it's at the front. I mean, if you want to adjust single hairs in a group, you could just change the procedural group to a freehand group, and then you'll be able to adjust the different strands. And I duplicated the second group and just shifted it to the other side of the face to add some more framing, you know, make us look nice. And I changed the base hair to the same dark color at this point to make sure we could see what's happening. So now I added a freehand group to deal with the front of the face. I'm basically just going to do a middle part that goes to the side of the head. It's quite simple. So using the mirror tool, I just pulled it to the sides. Just look like a part in the middle. I added another freehand group because I wanted to add some little tendrils going down the face. I thought it would be cute, so it would start from the scalp and just fall to the front of the face. I used the mirror tool as well and just made some curly hair come down. I went and adjusted the thickness ratio and the width ratio of the hair to just two nice little strands, and added a twist as well, although you don't see it much. Then I went to the retouch tool and changed the position of the hair so that the face would show up some more. At this point, I found that the top of her head was looking kind of weird. So I went back to the procedural groups and duplicated them and just adjusted the offsets to add some body and just brought down the top of it back to the scalp. So we look a little less weird. The twist is sometimes kind of weird looking, but it's all good. I'm cool with it. Maybe you're cool with it. We'll all be cool with it. So I did this for the other procedural group. Adjusted the offset to match the other one. You're looking good. In my opinion, you look nice. So now I'm going to add some bones. I want the two tendrils at the front to move separately on their own while moving. So I'm going to add some bones to those and adjust the stiffness separately to make sure they both have like nice independent movements of each other, you know. It's like I'm just kind of testing it here to see how it is. So I went back and I added some more to the bone count because I felt like it needed some more bounce, you know. So now we have a nice bounce. Now I didn't want the rest of the hair to move that much, to be like all over the place. So I just added the whole back as one bone group. At this point it was too bouncy in my opinion, so I went back and removed some bones so it'll be a little less bouncy. Like it still has movement, but it's not like jumping all over the place. You know, it's not crazy looking. So I added one half of the hair together in one bone group and the other half of the hair together in another bone group, so that they'll move together but not too much while moving. So we have this nice little bounce. Everybody is nicely bouncing, you know. So this is when I decided to change the pants. Sorry, it just jumped like that, but I just wanted them to be a darker brown and I wanted to remove the lines on them to make them look more like dark leggings. So because we're from the water tribe, we don't have fancy pants, we have cute leggings. At this point I adjusted the hem, the ankle hem, to make it a bit wider so it wouldn't like cut through the body. Then I adjusted the shoes because I don't think heels are the look for this. I wanted some high cut sneakers which still cut through the shoes, but it's all good. That's part of the style. Like I said, she's not perfect. She's still cute. And I decided to adjust the base color of the sneakers to match the dark blue on the dress. And I changed the shade color as well. Yeah, I just made the shade color to be the lighter blue. And then the pants is leaking over kind of weirdly. But like I said, she doesn't have to be perfect. She's so cute. I guess this is what you have to tell yourself. In life, we make mistakes. But that doesn't take away from you being a beautiful person. You being still cute, still beautiful, still wonderful, still good on the inside, even though you have made mistakes. So just learn to forgive yourself and, just do better next time. There's always room for improvement. Don't beat yourself up about little mistakes in life, you know. Now at this point, I was like, well, now I have to change her eye color because we're from the water tribe. so therefore I want blue eyes. So as I said, I duplicate the image and I choose a light blue. I just chose the one I found pretty, and I'm doing this using my finger on my laptop trackpad to get as much control as possible. Now I keep forgetting this. Make sure you select the default image that is visible, because I seem to forget that sometimes, but that's okay. We all make mistakes and it's fine. We learn and we grow and we try again. So I really tried to keep a steady hand and be okay at this. I really did. And I think I did kind of okay. Like, it's not terrible. It could be worse. It also could be better. But we're learning. It's alright. Like I said, up close, it's not that great. From far, it's like, you know what? Her eyes are really pretty. That blue, gorgeous. The burnt orange, wow. From far, so just block out the right half of the screen and look at the left half and be like, wow, her eyes, so cute. I don't stare for too long though, because you know. So I decided we need to look even more like a waterbender because we're from the Northern Water Tribe and we waterbend. So I decided to add some water around her to make it look like we have some water powers happening, even though we're just walking. We're so powerful that we don't even have to do the movements. We just have water floating around us at all times because we're that great. So I'm using a freehand grip and I'm just extending the grid to be widely all around her because when we draw it's on the grid and I want the water away from her. So we're making it wide, we're making it nice. So I also have the mirror function on here so both sides of where I'm pulling would come out at the same place. So I just really pull it out wide. Then I added new material so to be separate from the other hair. I'm just going to draw some squiggles to look water-ish. Not watery, water-like. That's the word. Make sure you start from the bottom and go up because that's the direction the bones will go into when we add some bones to make it look all good. I adjusted the width. And the thickness a little bit. You could change the thickness to make it flatter instead. So it would be more, water-like. So make sure you could find the hair drop down that is attached to the water. So you could just play around with the base color to make sure you selected the right thing, which I did. So I decided to go into Google and look up like a water image, like a water PNG, and imported it into the default image. So that is what we did here. You could use any water PNG. You could get a wave like something more swirly water, whatever you like. I liked this one. You could still adjust the base color to make it a bit darker if you want to. So I like this look. It's pretty cute. Now I'm going to add bones. I added the bones separately to each water blob thing. I don't have a word for that water blob thing. That's perfectly fine. I added bones to make it wavy. You could add even more bones, but I feel like more bones would be very floppy. I don't want it too floppy. I still want it to stand up high, but have some water movement, Excuse my lag, but I find it pretty cute. We have that water bounce while she's walking. In my eyes, it's pretty cool. Pretty sure if you're watching, you could add to this. Like I said, I'm doing this. You could do even better. You could take tips from this and make an even better version of this, and then show it to me. Like tag me in Instagram or something, and be like, look, I improved on what you did. And I'm like, wow, so cute. So I adjusted the width here and the thickness because I found it was too thick. Like it was really looking like some water blobs, but I wanted it to be like more wispier, They're still pretty thick, but I like them. You could even try to add little raindrops if you prefer that instead of water blobs. So that's the end.